So, okay, so you're a kid actor, you're going to the commercials, you're doing guest stars. I would imagine that maybe, perhaps, was it possible that did you audition for Little House before Waltons, or was that just they took you off the market?
No, it took me off the market because, well, we originally did the Homecoming. That was the original audition, which was just the Christmas TV movie based off of Earl Hamner's book, The Homecoming. Go figure. Uh, and so that was 5 weeks of work, and that was like October, November, and aired like Thanksgiving time, November of 1971. And then while we were in our last week of filming up in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, shooting snow sequences, uh, we started hearing rumors that they were interested in turning it into a series. And my first thought was, oh, I don't know if I want to do a series, then I'd be out of school all the time. I mean, it's like the innocence of being 13. Uh,
Right.
and then, of course, reality insanity hit, and I went, oh, of course I want to do a series. So by the beginning of 72, they had put us all on hold. So I was on hold from about early 72 until they actually got the commitment from CBS. And then we were very fortunate that we just rolled over into the series, that all the
Well,
kids.
Homecoming was like a huge hit. I mean, I remember it as being like kind of there was a lot of event television, obviously like Roots and Shogun, but like Homecoming was just a one-off movie, but it was huge.
Mm.
So it made a lot of sense. Did you kind of have that experience when it aired, like all of a sudden you're all, you're Mary Ellen to everybody out of nowhere?
Uh, yeah, I don't really remember. I remember by the time I was moving into high school, because it happened just as I was making that transition. I was
Hmm.
graduating. I graduated in 72 and then started high school in 72. So I wasn't really in high school to start with, so it wasn't until 9 months later,
Right.
really, because we shot 9 months out of the year. I expect you did too. Um, so that was a lot of the reason why I never got to do anything else, because they wouldn't let us out for anything. So I didn't even
Right.
know if there were offers or auditions. At one point, my agent said, "Oh yeah, we had offers for you, but I didn't talk to you about them because you couldn't do them." And I was like, that would have meant a lot to me, because I'm sitting there thinking, oh, nobody cares. Nobody's interested in me. You
Right.
It would have been really morale boosting, at least, to hear that there was interest, even if I couldn't do it. Uh, they made a
That's
comedy.
interesting coming from someone who's famous on TV that you still had that
Mm,
feeling. And I just want to stay there just for a second because as a human being, once you're on a TV show, especially then, and you got a big cast like you guys did, like we did, you're surrounded by people doing the same thing, doing the show, and it kind of becomes normal. It doesn't feel like a big, did you feel like a celebrity or did you just feel like you were going to do the show and that was it?
pretty much that. I think it finally started to hit when I go out and do some sort of parade or publicity thing, when people then seem to think it was cool. I mean, in LA, I don't know if you experienced this, but people weren't very impressed by actors in LA because they're all over the place. I went back to my
Right.
high school and people made fun of me because, probably like Little House, the Waltons wasn't cool. So people didn't,
Right.
my peers didn't want to admit they even knew of the show, or certainly didn't watch it, but they certainly knew what sort of things to throw out. Like, good night, John Boy. Where's Mary Ellen? Where's Jim Bob?
It's the Patrick Labyorteaux Show. Patrick Labyorteaux. He's the one you gotta know.